Yes, sir.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay. So let's check if these three, four students have something to say. Once they are done, we'll get on to 100 dresses part 2. So Priyanshi, you may start calling them.
First student is Saurabh Sharma.
If Saurabh is there, come on.
Sir, am I visible?
Yes, you are visible and audible. Keep the presentation short.
Yes, sir. Sairam,
Hmm.
today I am going to tell the short summary of the chapter The Hack Driver. And this story is written by an American novelist, Sinclair Lewis. So, this story is about a young
Have
lawyer.
you turned your video off, Saurabh?
No, sir.
No, when you are presenting, you were not visible. Yes, continue. Now you are visible. Continue.
This story is about a young lawyer who has just completed his graduation of honors is now an assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm, and he is ordered to serve summon to a person named Oliver Lutkins, who is a prime witness of a law case. And to find him, he has to go to a village named New Mullion. So when he reached the railway station of New Mullion, he found a hack driver who introduced himself as Bill Magnuson. He he told that he told the lawyer that he knew everyone in the village and will help him to find Oliver Lutkins. So they they tried to find him all day long, but they were failed to do so. So the lawyer went back to the city, and he was very sad, and he was scolded very badly in his office. And the next day he was again sent to New Mullion with a colleague who had who had worked with Oliver Lutkins. So when they reached the station, so lawyer told him about Bill who helped him find Oliver Lutkins, and the man the man who was with lawyer told him that the hack driver is none other than Oliver Lutkins. So the lawyer was ashamed of himself, and everyone except that colleague was laughing on him. Thank you.
Can you quickly tell what are the places where Hack Driver took him
Yes, sir. Sir,
in the same order?
he first took him to the Fritz shop. Then he went to that Gustav the barber, where they could not find him. Then they went to that hill to eat food. Then Bill Magnuson took him to Oliver Lutkins' mother, but they could not find him, so he went back.
Shamit said the presentation was too short, and that's why I asked the names of those places because he skipped those names. Fine, okay. Who is next?
Sir, I'm next.
Karthike. Yes.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Today I'm
Karthike, try to.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Hmm. No, disappear, beta. You are not in school uniform.
Sir, am I
You are
visible?
not in school. No, you are not in school uniform, so you
Yes, sir.
cannot make like this kind of presentation.
Okay, sir.
By the time you get on your school T-shirt, let me call the next student. Who is the next one? No one.
Sir, Jatin Sahu.
Jatin Sahu.
Jatin Sahu.
Jatin Sahu. Yes, Jatin, come on.
Jatin Sahu.
Jatin Sahu, come on if you are there.
सर वो नहीं है मीटिंग में.
So he's
He
not
isn't
there.
there. Okay, fine. Now, is anyone else left?
Anjan Sharma.
Sir,
Anjan.
may I present?
Just a minute. Anjan, are you ready, beta?
Yes, sir.
Let us have Anjan's presentation first, and then I'll call Karthik.
Sir, I am visible.
Yes, beta, you are visible.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Today I am tell you the short summary of the chapter The Making of the Scientist. At the age of 22, a former Scout of the Year excited the scientific world with a new theory on how cells work. Richard H. Ebright and his college roommate explained the theory in an article in the Proceeding of the National Academy of the Science. It was the first time his important scientific journal had ever published the work of the college student. In sports, that would be like making the big leagues at the age of 15 and hitting a home run your first time at bat. For Richard Ebright, it was the first in the long string of achievements in science and other fields, and all started with butterflies. An only child, Ebright grew up north of Reading, Pennsylvania. There was not much I could do there, he said. I, sudden, I certainly could not play football or baseball with the team of one. But there was one thing I could do, collecting things. So he did, and did the ever beginning in kindergarten. Ebright collected butterflies with the same determination that has marked all the activity. He also collected rocks, fossils, and coins. He became an eager astronomer who sometimes standing all night. Richard H. E. Wright, along with his roommate, surprised the world at the age of 22 when they explained the theory on how cells work in the paper published in the work of and proceeding of National Academy of Science. The valuable magazine had published the work of college students for the first time. For Richard F. Bright, it was one of the achievements that he achieved later in his life. He said that all the curiosity started with butterflies. F. Bright grew up in the Pennsylvania and was only child of his parents. He could not done much there as there very less people living there. He says that could only do one thing alone. He was collecting things and friends to play football or baseball. He had begun collecting butterflies, rocks, fossils, and coins from the when he was in kindergarten. He also used to keep on staring at the stars and sometimes he whole night as he was interested in studying astronomy. Thank you and Sairam.
Okay, beta. Have you heard this name before, Richard Ebright? Anyone in the class? Richard Ebright, have you heard this name before?
सर कहीं सुना है लेकिन याद नहीं आ रहा है.
याद नहीं आ रहा है. During this time of Corona, have you heard this name? He has played a very vital role in finding out things. Okay, just a minute. Give me a second. I'm doing something here, and I'll show you a little bit about Richard Ebright. I'm saving the attendance. Yes. In the news, he was mentioned many a times recently because after having gone through this lesson, you would have understood that he works on microorganisms. Is the screen shared?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is Richard H. Ebright, and he is a molecular biologist. His recent contribution is worth mentioning here. If you further search, you will find out. I have just shown you the name and the information. It is there on Wikipedia and everywhere. So just go through some information about him and try to find out the part that he has played in finding out the effects of corona. Okay. Yes, Karthikeya.
Yes, may I present?
Yes, yes.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Today I am going to present the short summary of the story The Making of the Scientist. It is written by Robert W. Peterson. So, the summary is The Making of the Scientist story is about the leading scientist Richard Ebright. He was a curious child from the beginning years of his life. He started collecting butterflies in his childhood, and by the time he is in second grade, he had already gathered all the 25 species from found in his hometown. Also, he collected coins, fossils, and rocks. One day, his mother gave him a book named The Travel of Monarch X. This book has been a turning point in his life and introduced him to the world of science. He experienced the real science in the country science fair, and moreover, he understood that to win something, he needs to do something extraordinary. Later, for his second grade, he selected the assignment of finding cause of viral cause of viral sickness that killed almost all the monarch caterpillars every year. He thought that the cause for this could be a beetle. So he rose caterpillars with the presence of beetles. However, he was wrong. Next year, his project for science fair was testing the theory that viceroy butterflies copy monarchs. His project got the first prize in zoology division and third in country science fair. In his second year of high school, Richard Ebright research led to his discovery of an unknown insect hormone, which led to his new theory on the lives of cells. He tried to find the purpose of tiny golden spots on the back of the monarch pupa. This project won the first place in the country science fair and a chance to the World Walter Reed Army Institution of Research. As high school student, he continued his advanced experiment finally was able to identify hormones chemical structure. One day, while looking at the X-ray photos of hormone, he got an idea of his new theory that the cells can read the blueprint of its DNA. Ebright and his roommates constructed the plastic model of a molecule to illustrate the working of the DNA. It was a big leap forward and got published in a magazine. He graduated from Harvard with the highest honors. He was and he has other interests also like public speaking, debate, and is also a canoeist, and an outdoor person. Also, he was competitive.
Canoeist.
Also, yes, sir. Also, he was competitive, but in good sense, and always wanted to be his best. Moreover, he possesses all the traits of becoming a good scientist. So the conclusion of the making of the scientist story is the story teaches us about that with perseverance, dedication, and hard work, any dream is achievable. Thank you.
Okay. So Priyanshi, as we are done now, what I'm expecting from you is that you will, because you already have the list of students, those who have presented. Okay. So just take a snap of that, take a photograph of that list and send it on my personal WhatsApp window. So I'll check how many have presented because I remember what you said, but I'll have to once again go through the list that how many have presented, who are all those. Okay, beta. So send it on my WhatsApp, the photograph of the list that you have made. Okay, and I'll do the marking accordingly. Priyanshi, have you heard?
Sir,
Yes. Yes, yes, speak. Ah, okay, fine. Fine. Abride said somebody is writing here. The message is lost. I'll check it once again. Cheshta Srivastav says Abride said the coronavirus was a cousin of one found in bats captured by the institute in caves in the southwestern province of Yunnan in 2003, and that samples had been kept in the Wuhan lab since 2013. Half of the list is with Tia Agrawal. Okay. Priyanshi,
Sir, I
you
have
can,
the full list of students, so I'll
actually,
send.
okay. Tia has full list. No problem. Tia, you can send me. I was in
Yes,
an impression that Priyanshi was keeping the list. Fine, because you have kept the list, so you can take a photograph and send it to me. Okay, Cheshta has shared some information here and it is in the chat box so anybody can read. It belongs to the same family as of SARS. So now, because we are on the next lesson, that is 100 dresses, part 2. Is my screen shared?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
100 dresses part 2. So we have a short video of Tata Class H of 6 minutes. Let's see.
Elsa Rester was the
सर
well-known
आपका एक
children's
माइक म्यूट कर
author from
लीजिए.
America. She was born as Eleanor Ruth Rosenfield in Haven, Connecticut. She worked as a children's librarian until 1941. Her book, Ginger Pie, published in 1951, earned her the Newbery Medal. Some of her other notable works include The Mordfats, The Middle Morphet, Rufus M., The 100 Dresses, Pinkie Pie, and the Moffat Museum. She also received the Pratt Institute Alumni Medal in 1968 and was nominated for the Laura Ingalls Wilder Award in 1970. The story continues from the head of the drawing contest. It portrays the effect of the letter written by Wanda's father to Miss Mason. It concludes with the depiction of Wanda's kind and forgiving nature. The summary concludes the story of 100 Dresses by Elsa Esther. A student brought Miss Mason a note. The class, currently was admiring Wanda's sketches. She read the note several times before calling the class to attention. The letter, she informed them, was from Wanda's father. There was an air of anticipation as the class waited for Miss Mason to read the letter. She read it out slowly. In the letter, Wanda's father, Jane, writes saying that Wanda will not attend school anymore. They were moving to a big city. No one will shout, insult at them, or make fun of their names in the city. Miss Mason sternly hoped that no one in her class hurt Wanda in the manner described by her father. Then she asked the class to reflect on this unfortunate event. After hearing Miss Mason's announcement, Maddie could not concentrate on her lessons. She thought about all the times she had remained silent when Peggy made fun of Wanda. This made her a coward. Maddie decided to find Wanda and make amends. On meeting Wanda, she would congratulate her on winning the contest and then compliment her on the drawings. Afterward, Maddie decided to find Wanda and make amends. On meeting Wanda, she would congratulate her on winning the contest and then compliment her on the drawings. After school, Peggy suggested they go visit Wanda up at Boggins Heights. Boggins Heights looked quite forbidding in the gloomy, damp November afternoon. As they walked, Peggy told Maddie that at least she hadn't called Wanda a foreigner or made fun of her name. Maddie did not reply. She only hoped to find Wanda and make amends. The Petronskis lived in a little white house. The house looked poor, but it was clean. It also looked empty. The house, Maddie thought, looked like Wanda's dress, old but clean. Peggy and Maddie knocked on the front and back door, but there was no answer. The Petronskis had clearly left for the city. Maddie was deeply affected by Wanda's departure. She thought about all the times she had not stood up for Wanda. On Saturday, Peggy and Maddie wrote a friendly letter to Wanda. They did not receive any reply for quite some time. Peggy started to forget the incident, but poor Maddie felt guilty that she could not make things right with Wanda. She dreamed of standing up to everyone at school, telling them off for teasing Wanda. Then on the last day of school, Miss Mason told the class that she had received a letter from Wanda. In the letter, Wanda asks the teacher to let the girls keep the dresses since she has new ones in her closet now. She asks Miss Mason to give the drawings of the red and blue dresses to Peggy and Maddie. She concludes the letter with wishing everyone Merry Christmas. Peggy is satisfied with the letter, but Maddie is not. She feels that she would never be able to make things right with Wanda. Once home, she pins the drawing to the wall. The drawing covered the torn wallpaper and made her bedroom come alive with vibrant colors. As she admired the drawing, she suddenly noticed that the girl wearing the dress resembled her. She ran over to Peggy's house and asked for the drawing Wanda made for Peggy. Excitedly, she pointed out to Peggy that the girl in the drawing had Peggy's face. By depicting the girls' faces in her drawings, Wanda clearly shows her affection for the girls in her class even after being made fun by them.
Okay. Now, who will tell me what happened at last? How has the story concluded? What's going on? You can see in the chat box all this discussion. What was it about? Page number 73. Then Sneha says, starting से पढ़ा रहे हैं, ये तो पढ़ा दिया था ना, पाठ है ये. When this video was being played, a lot of discussion was going on in the chat box. What was the confusion, Sneha?
Sir, nothing.
No, I can see a lot of discussion here and you're saying nothing.
Sir, I was not getting. आप अभी मतलब कहाँ से पढ़ा रहे हैं बुक में?
See, it was a new lesson, which was the second part of previous lesson. We had the 100 dresses part 1 that we have done before we started this presentation. And now today we have seen the video of 100 dresses part 2. Do you have 2 separate lessons in your textbook?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
yes, we were watching the second lesson, the second part actually. And that is lesson number 4
Okay,
according
sir.
to this list. I hope you all got it. Now my question once again.
Yes, sir.
What happened at last in the story?
Sir, can I tell?
Who? Shramit, yes.
Shreya.
Shreya, okay. Yes.
Sir, at last, there was a competition organized for girls and boys. For girls, it was to draw
No,
some
beta,
dresses.
it was at the last of first part. I'm asking at the end of the story. When the second part is over, what happened at last? Just in 1 or 2 lines.
Uh,
Sir, can
Wait a
I
minute.
tell?
Wait a minute. Let's
Vonda went away, and
Yeah.
Maddie was very guilty that she could not stand up for her as Peggy was teasing her. So she was not happy, but Peggy was satisfied that she satisfied and thought that she would have forgiven her for what she done.
May I tell?
May
Sir,
I
may
tell?
Yes, Shubham.
Sir, can I?
Shubham first and then other girls. Yes, Shubham.
So at the end, they found that even being teased by other girls, Wanda make drawings which were representing the other girls of the room number 13.
Okay, okay. Yes. And Anushka and one more girl also wanted to say something. Yes, beta, come on, say that quickly.
Yes, sir. So at the end, what happened was that Wanda asked the teacher to give all the paintings of her to the children, and specifically the red one to Peggy and the blue, maybe the blue one to Maddie. So by this, Peggy was satisfied. She was happy that maybe Wanda has forgiven her for whatever she had done, but Maddie was still feeling guilty of doing that and feeling regretful of not having told her, not having made things right between them. But
Yes.
later she recognized, she got to know that those paintings, which they particularly individually got, resembled resembled them. So they had made sure that Wanda actually had some affection with them, even when they made fun of her.
Okay. There was one more student who wanted to say something.
Yes.
Yes, Sachin. Sachin, first.
Sir, yes, sir. At last, Wanda sent the 2 dresses to the teacher that to give to Maddie and Maddie and Peggy, and after they got the dresses, they saw that there were faces of the dress was there was face of them in the dresses. There were
Yes.
yes,
Hmm.
so they were feeling regret for it.
Two things, beta. One thing you said ki she sent two dresses. Actually, dresses were all there. Those drawings that she made, 100 drawings, those were all there. Wanda
She
simply
told
sent
to give
a
to
letter to
them.
the teacher. Yes, she sent a letter to the teacher requesting her to give those dresses, those drawings to all the girls of the class, specially mentioning that the blue should be given to Maddie and red should be given to Peggy. This is what she
Yes,
said. है ना?
yes, yes,
Now,
yes.
you said that they felt regret, but actually Peggy did not. Peggy thought that after having written that letter, she has made because they wanted to amend what they have done, they wanted to correct what they have done, and when they wrote the letter, when a letter came back from Wanda, Peggy thought that everything is settled. Peggy thought that Wanda is not angry anymore with them. She has forgiven, or at least now they are in good terms. This is
Yes,
what she thought. It was Maddie who thought that still there is something left. Maddie was still feeling guilty. There was remorse in Maddie's mind that whatever they have done, she should have tried to stop. She shouldn't have been a part of all that teasing group and all. So she was feeling guilty. She still regretted. So it was the case of Maddie only, not of Peggy. Okay. Yes, but Srishti wanted to say something.
yes,
So that's only at the last when she was away, all the girls recognized their faces in the paintings uh, she made, and then they all realized that she actually liked them, and
Yes.
that's how they felt like they should not do the same.
Okay. Fine. All good. Everybody, whoever said, all correct. The conclusion is this only. The story gets over with Wanda's letter in which she requested teacher to give away all those drawings, all those dresses to the girls because now she has another new 100 dresses in her closet. After having reached to the new place, because she was a good artist, she has made new dresses and now she has so many dresses in her closet. She doesn't need these anymore. And at the same time, she conveyed a message which she did not write, but the message is by itself conveyed that these dresses she has left for these girls. Which girls? Those who were teasing her constantly. When she was at school, they made fun of her, they laughed at her, they teased her, they played tricks on her, they made fun or had a game with her all the time, every day. Still, she was not angry at all. When she was making those drawings, when she was painting, the faces that she drew in those drawings resembled those girls. In the blue dress, the face of the girl resembled Maddie. In the red dress, the face of the girl resembled Peggy when Maddie goes to Peggy's house and checks it. So, what does it show? That even after being teased, even after being mistreated by the girls here at this school, she was not. She was so simple, she was so kind hearted that she was not angry at all. She forgave everybody and she had good feeling for them. She had all good ideas, good thoughts for them, and that's why she was making their faces and she was trying to paint the dress or the drawing that suits that particular girl most, because she has painted all very very beautiful drawings. So whatever she felt that this particular girl will look best in this kind of dress, she painted. So in this kind of situation where everybody was against her, nobody was supporting her, still she was so good at heart that she was thinking good for everybody. This is how the story gets over. I hope you understood. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
So
sir.
we have seen
yes,
in
sir.
first and second part that
Yes,
all
sir.
she was teased. Second thing, she was given place in the last corner of the classroom, which was close to the places or the corner of those boys who were not good at studies, those who were always creating kind of disturbance and trouble in the class. She was given a place in that last corner. But fine. Third thing, nobody was friends with her. Fourth thing, she was a very good artist. There was a competition, and the teacher says that out of those 100 dresses, any single dress would have won the competition. Means all 100 were best, much better than the remaining drawings of the other students. Okay, the teacher has made this statement very clearly that any of those 100 dresses would have won the competition. Now, why did she leave the place? Father wrote a letter, and in that letter, he writes that they are going to a new, bigger place, bigger city where there are lots of outsiders, where there are lots of such names, so nobody will make fun of their name. That means they left the place because of all that was happening at school, the kind of fun these other girls made of her name and of her poverty and of the locality from where she used to come. So all this was happening. They were not happy, and that's why they left the place. So all that we have seen. Yet, after having reached there, these girls realized a little bit that they have done something wrong to her. There was a mistake done by them. So they tried to rectify that. They went to her address, Boggins Heights, but they couldn't find. Then they left a letter. They dropped the letter. In the middle of the story, Maddie sometimes felt that all this should be stopped. She writes a letter to Peggy, but there was a fear in her mind that she also gets Peggy's used dresses. If she says something like this and Peggy gets angry, then she might probably become the next target of her fun making at the school. And so, afraid of all that, she tore the letter, did not give that letter, or did not try to stop Peggy from. Though Peggy was also not bad at heart, she was also kind. We have seen that for pets and all, she was very considerate. So this is how the story gets over at last when they all got the dresses back and they realized that the girl was still thinking good for them. The girl was still very kind to them, did not get angry at all. That's all. Now, what I wanted to ask is, who do you think is the author of this story? Name has been given. You all know. But if I say the author of this story is one of the characters in this story, then who do you think would be the author?
Maddie.
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 Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Everybody says Maddie. Fine.
Maddie.
Why do you think it could be Maddie only? Not Peggy or Wanda?
Because she
Because she
regret
felt
a
guilty
lot,
about
so
what she did
she
to
wrote
Wanda.
a story on her.
She wrote the story. Okay, fine. You're all right. It was,
Sir, because her thoughts are given.
yes, how she felt. When all this was going, so her personal thoughts have been mentioned. Okay, fine. Who said this? Perhaps Yash. Okay, good. Okay, so it was Maddie only. I hope the lesson is clear, the story is clear. Two parts, one that we have seen before presentation and one that we have seen today. If needed, it can further be discussed in the next class. If not needed, we'll get on to the next story. What is the next one?
Glimpses of India.
Glimpses of India. Because she was still not satisfied. Okay. So, Glimpses of India.
Sir, animal.
Huh?
Sir, it's a poem. It's a poem also.
Yes,
In the
sir.
middle.
Okay.
That is not come to exam.
What is the name of that poem?
Animals.
Animals.
Animals. Okay, fine. Okay.
Animals.
We'll do that. We'll do that in the next class. If something more is needed to be discussed from this lesson or questions are to be discussed, we'll discuss first quickly and then get on to the poem Animal. So it is 2:44 now. It's time to stop. Tia, you will send the photograph to me of the list of the students who have already presented. And
Yes,
I
sir.
have taken, recording is going on. I'll stop recording. So time to say Sairam, you can leave the class now.
Sairam, sir.
Sairam.
Sairam,
Thank
sir,
you,
thank
sir.
you,
Sairam,
Sairam.
sir,
sir.
thank you, sir.